Okay, that was weird.
Technical difficulties, excuse us.
Yeah, it happened. So, going back to Alex.
Going back to me.
Yeah, he looked like a deer. Looked like a deer in the
I
headlights.
completely forgot where there was the Mace Windu story.
Uh-huh.
What were we before that?
This has been 10 minutes, Alex.
Yeah, you think I can remember 10 minutes ago? Bold of you to assume.
Bold, very.
There was that time my mom found the fleshlight.
Oh, the
What?
Yeah, the Ona hole. So Marcos had an Ona hole he never used, so they gave it to me, and I used it once, and I was like, this is too much work to keep up with, and it's not that great, so I'll just not use it. So I just stored it in a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when Alex moved out, his old room became my studio, and my girlfriend wanted to move some stuff out of my room into the studio, and then I wanted to move that stuff that was put in from her into the garage, and my mom was helping me clean out one of the drawers.
Oh, God.
And she picks it up, and it looks like a black thermos with a little rubber donut at the end. And she just I'm just describing it because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And she was like, "What is this?" And she's looking through. I'm like, "Mom, please." And she's like, "No, I just can't tell what this is supposed to be. Is it like some sort of like electrical on it?" I'm like, "Mom, you're telling me she's worked at like a health center where they taught sex stuff with like dildos and shit." Mm-hmm. So she's like, "I just don't get it." And I was like, "Mom, it's an Ona hole." And she's like, "I don't know what that is." I'm like, it's a pocket vagina." And then she dropped it and went, "Oh my God!"
So the worst part of this incestuous story is that before it belonged to Marcos, it was mine. I gifted it to him.
Did you come in?
No, you didn't use it, right? Aaron, you said you didn't use it. No! No way!
Guess
Aaron!
what? Jacob.
Aaron, please, you guys are mean.
Jacob, guess what
It's been cleaned very well, okay?
Jacob. And he gave me the heater for it.
I have AIDS.
For Christmas.
I have Aaron AIDS.
No.
Oh,
you have our AIDS.
I have Marcos Aaron. Oh, God.
We had
I
gonorrhea. Now it's...
I have...
No, I
We
had
had
diarrhea.
diarrhea. Now it's gonorrhea.
I have
Alex,
gonorrhea syphilis.
Did you have anything else to add?
He's glad he didn't use
Yeah, okay, well.
Dude, all of our semen's touched.
all of our...
There's a layer
No!
of metal.
No!
This is okay, we need to get away from
Wait,
this.
no, I just
I
want
hate
to
to break it to you though, semen doesn't last that long.
Well, no, the fact that you
Hey
Siemens...
man, it was bleached.
Are we ignoring
Yeah, fair.
Siemens?
Siemens?
Yes!
Multiple Siemens? That's like when you have
All of our
ship.
Siemens
Dude, it's
touch.
like a layer of
Yeah.
semen. Like Aaron is like the base. I'm like the dirt. You're like
It's like
the
a geographical
simulation.
feature where you
Yeah.
can see the
You
different
now
layers.
you need to hand that off to another poor sap.
You do.
I gotta be like,
Gerardo.
look, look, my sagely, I've not used this, I've meditated on it. It's a holy relic that I use, and now I'm passing it on to you for your own
It's like
pleasure.
a little Buddha statue.
Now, you rub it a little bit, get good luck. Look, all of my life energy is put into this. None of it's sexual, I swear.
Oh, God.
Wink, wink. Alright, there you go. Anyway.
Alright, so Jacob, how have you been, buddy? Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I thought I was ready for this question, but so much, I don't know where to begin. I gotta be honest with you, friend.
Roll the dice.
Fuck, okay. So, how recent we talking?
Well, the last time we did one was, what, 4 months ago?
No, longer than that.
It's been longer than that. This was
So,
actually.
I got a job at Target. I quit my job at Target.
Was this pre you working?
Yes!
Yeah.
God.
This was
okay.
after you worked me working there.
Okay.
Started streaming. That went very well. Realized that a lot of times people get kind of this idea, right? That they only want to see the same thing over and over. And there are people that are like, oh, I don't care what you play. But for the most part, there's this big demographic of people that like only want to see me play Smash.
Yeah.
And I got sick and tired of that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a problem that everyone has at some... Well, Every content creator has.
What was the one you said, the Dark Souls guy?
ENB, Epic Name Bro.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The one that did Dark Souls content before everybody else, right?
Back before the game had even come out over here, back when he was playing the original Japanese version, because he was living in Japan at the time, he had started doing LPs, he had done weapon testing, everything. He had played the game inside and out. And he got super into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was a little lull between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. And during that time, you know, at a certain point, you've done everything you can with Dark Souls. So I want to try something else out, right?
Yeah.
No views. Dark Souls 2 comes out, do Dark Souls 2 videos, oh look, I'm getting views again. And it just continues that way, and now...
And then, you know, he
I
ran out of stuff in Dark Souls 2 to do. And
Exactly.
I haven't heard of him.
Man, really?
No, I've heard of him, but, like, I don't know what he's doing.
No, nowadays, honestly, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it in a while.
Like, that was a problem because I got tired of doing viewer battles.
Yeah.
And, you know, for
That's
those...
what people wanted to do.
Well, yeah, it was like viewer battles, or they wanted to see me play online. But then if they saw me play online, a lot of new people come in. They say, "Oh, this guy's cool, but I want to see if I can beat him," which is fine. But doing it day, well, that's the logic.
Yeah.
Is they want to free up the streamer on stream,
Yeah.
and like tell everybody about it, which is fine, because then those friends, you know, can join the stream, and it's a good thing for growth.
Yeah.
But one connection's horrible, so it's not fun. There's an obvious delay, so it's not like a true test of skill. And doing it, you know, just to know that these people don't really care for it for me. They just they you know,
care about the game.
Yeah, they care about the game, which is fine, and they may like my personality more than others, which is why they watch me more. But if I switch to anything else, like I'm doing a lot of Halo now.
Yeah.
Like it's not nearly the same. Yeah.
No, this is why, like, ideally, if you are a content creator, you have YouTube videos, streams, whatever it is you're doing, you want your viewer base to be here for you, not for what you're playing.
Yeah.
Because if you built it off of what you're playing, then you're stuck playing that. What if Ninja decides he's tired of playing Fortnite?
He is.
career's done.
He's already tired.
I know, but, like, he can't stop or he's done.
Yeah.
Why do you think they made him play Apex Legends?
Yeah. Drifter, right? Drifter made a video on Burnout, which I honestly, and this is where, so Marcos and I are fans of Drifter for two totally different reasons, and I think that's interesting, because he uploads two kinds of content. Philosophical and very, like, relative videos on, like, his opinions and what he would do in hypotheticals, and in-depth reviews of Call of Duty and strategies and guns and all that. And he was getting burned out on Call of Duty. I follow him for the philosophical, because I find a look into his mind to be fascinating.
Yeah,
it's super interesting. But I know Marcos was not happy,
to
say the least.
Because there were so many times he kept on saying like he's getting burnt out with like COD, and then like there was a time where I think it was Modern Warfare 3 came out with Battlefield 3, and he wanted to do the in-depth series for Battlefield, but everybody was like bombarding him like, what the fuck, why are you doing this series instead of my series, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, stand your fucking ground, man. Just like, do whatever you want to do. And that's where he lost me. Like, you know what? If you don't want to try and do something else at this point, I know you're not going to really be into it if you try anything else. I saw his Overwatch stuff was pretty kind of like, meh.
I wasn't in it.
Yeah, and I get that, but I don't think it's a stand your ground type of thing in that situation, because that's your livelihood.
Yeah.
You have to appeal to demographics.
At a certain point, it's almost customer service, where...
It is. You have to appease your audience.
See, that's where I'm like, well, if you're appeasing somebody else, you're not appeasing yourself. And, you lose yourself in it.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think you should follow your
There's
heart.
definitely a fine line you have to walk between what you enjoy and what other people are willing to watch.
That's why I'm lowering streaming.
Yeah.
And we're not doing it as often. But, excuse me. But at the same token, that's what he does. His girlfriend is a cosplayer. Mm-hmm. And so
Butterfix.
Aww.
Jesus.
That's fine. It's cosplay. You can cover it.
It's true. She's a Butterface, man. Like, damn.
I don't think she's that bad.
Oh, no, her body just like, wow, 10 out of 10, bro.
Never seen her, so don't know.
Oh man, I'll show you later.
But and feel free to jump in at any time. Yeah, no. But I refuse. but
I don't want to talk with Lou and do podcasts.
well, he's doing Apex Legends now, which is probably a fresh of breath air
yeah.
because he Dritcha likes first person shooters, especially tactical ones, and that's a very tactical.
Very, yeah.
I don't like battle royales. I hate the formula, but I respect that he's doing it.
Like, I get it. I don't really have a problem with battle royales. They're just not my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, we talked about this way too long. Other than that,
Hey, man, there's no times here. Just talk about what you need to talk about.
well, other than that, I've been practicing art and writing.
You've been doing your Pilates?
Yeah, no, I have not. I need to be working out more and doing like cardio stuff.
Oh, same.
It's so bad because Cheyenne's. Yeah, I know. As we all look at our bellies, but Cheyenne has been getting into like really good shape, and then it's really, really attractive because she looks so good. But then I look at myself and go, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
No, I get that shit.
Like,
Oh, that's rough.
yeah,
She's ready to shred that cheese on your face, but you're like,
I'm like, damn. The last thing I need is more cheese. So I need to be doing that. Besides that, I've been trying to work on videos. I try to do a small series where I do a vlog every day. But the problem is, I thought I'd be like, okay, record 10 minutes of footage. The problem is rendering and uploading it took about 2 hours.
Yeah.
And that's a big chunk of my day that I have to spend away from my computer.
Yeah, I imagine.
And then I have to upload it. So then I was like, I can't do this every day.
This is not sustainable.
Yeah, so I stopped doing that. But I love talking. It's one of my favorite things. That's why I like streaming.
Yeah.
I like doing podcasts. It's super
Very,
fun.
very open, very just need to communicate things.
Yeah, but now I'm a neat. So here I am. Also, Disability messaged me again.
Oh,
got
really?
me in the mail. For those of you that don't know, Disability for 3 years has been trying to get money from me, saying that they overpaid me by like $3,000, almost $4,000.
Every fucking year.
Yeah, every fucking year. But this time they're like, we may take drastic action. I'm like, please. I called them and said, hold my disability, make me poor as fuck for like 8 months until it gets taken out, then just start paying it again. It's that
because then that involves effort on their part. They would rather
Yeah,
you
they're
just pay it.
you're not gonna try anything.
Yeah, they're like, you pay.
So
So
this is the government we're talking about. Like, come on, man.
yeah, so that's what I have going for me. Other than being $4,000 in debt, and I think $2,000 that college I dropped out from. Debt. My bad.
No, it was pretty accurate with that.
No, death is that's right.
in debt with Jacob.
Yeah,
The in debt depth series.
Hey, that's pretty good.
So about $8,000 in the hole, something about that. But
Woo, high five, bro.
yeah, no, it'd be
Not
like,
me.
yeah.
So if y'all feel like donating,
No, we don't even have like a Patreon, and we would. How would you divide
we're
that?
not going the DSP route.
DSP. Oh my god.
Hey, his taxes this year are $30,000. You better pay him. Marcus,
My taxes aren't 30 grand. They're 60.
Dark side. How's your day? Or, not
how have
your
you
day,
been? How have you been, buddy?
Been good since that last podcast. Just finally got my way up in my company that I work at. Became assistant manager. Oh my god, the days I've been working have been redonkulous. But I finally got my footing set, and
How many hours do you work per week on average?
almost like 40 to
50 to 60 maybe,
60,
depending on the week.
depending on the week.
Yeah.
Are you full time?
Yeah, I'm full time.
Okay.
So anything over 40 hours is overtime. So I'll just take that, like, God
Just
willing.
take it if they're willing to give it. You take it.
Hey, boo, you nice and lubed up? Nah, man, I can't. But, oh, that's cool. Well, you gotta come in tomorrow. But I gotta do this thing. Hey, man, how's that overtime sound to you? I don't want it, but like, I want
you
it.
did give me the lube. Okay, well.
Can you at least finger me before you fuck me? They're like, nah, man, we're gonna fuck you right now. Okay, that's cool. Of course, been working on the channel a bit more. Today, I try to do the welcoming intro for it, like for the homepage.
Oh, okay.
Like where you click onto the channel and then
Yeah,
it automatically has a little. But I got a little sidetracked with
We
like,
need to work on a new intro for videos.
hey man, that's coming up with Cheyenne on Resident Evil 2.
Is that what she's working
Yeah, that's what she's working on.
Is that? Oh, that's what you. Because she said that she had a commission for Marcos, and I just thought it was porn. So
That's usually what it is.
Usually.
yeah.
What? That's a lie. Give me
Watch
an
it
example.
still be porn. Just because it involves us doesn't mean it's not porn.
Fair enough.
Exactly. Like I'm just like double tapping you guys from behind.
But I do think we need to work on a more like universal one that we can just put on anything. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Just the intro.
Oh, was he doing like a Resident Evil specific intro?
Yeah, I was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought
Oh,
I
yeah.
just presumed it'd be a Universal one. I never really liked the original one, to be honest.
Yeah, it was okay.
I like how short it was.
It was effective.
It worked.
Yeah.
Like you really don't want it very long, like 8 to 15 seconds. Just
It's roughly 5 to like 5 to 15.
yeah.
It's about the length. 15 is stretching a lot.
Yeah, it
10
is.
is also stretching it.
I say 8 usually because that's where the copyright cuts off. So if you want to use like a song for something,
Yeah.
you get those 8 seconds before you get stricken.
And yeah, that's what I've been doing is like looking for like copy-free music.
There's a YouTube channel. Did I ever send it to you?
I don't know.
There's
I don't
Audio
know.
Library
That's the one.
and No Copyright Sounds. Those are the two I use.
Yeah.
Also,
Audio Library is really
I'm
good.
looking for non-copyrighted pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I had to do for the Resident Evil 2 one was look for like non-copyrighted. They were actually like screenshots of in-game, and then I had to add the Resident Evil 2 in it. And then I'm like, okay, you know what, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's just not go into in depth about it. You know what, this is straight from the game.
I still want to
That's it.
see if we can pull the dumb Claire face for the thumbnails.
If
I think that would be great.
you can do it, I'll
I'd have to take a look at the videos.
Well,
but
yeah, because you use GIMP.
Yeah.
GIMP, and you
Oh
I
my
remember at
God.
some point we were playing. I don't even remember what part it was, but I remember we were playing, and Claire just made this stupid ass face. It's like, that's it.
yeah.
That's our thumbnail.
So, the other thing is also, I got a Sony Vegas, by the way. I got Pro 14.
Yeah, we're real editors now.
Yeah, now I'm getting
I think we all have
We're
Sony
all
Vegas
editors.
finally.
Yeah.
Like literally everyone on this couch can edit.
I got it for about $20 from Humble Bundle.
Same.
Yeah,
we
same,
have,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, the three of us did, and then Marcos waited. Hey guys, by the way, if you get good at editing, the local news channels are looking for editors.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Did they fire the one that accidentally put porn on the
Oh.
live TV?
Wait,
Probably,
what?
yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
our
like-
local news?
Yeah, about what was it, a year ago now?
Oh, roughly, yeah.
They were in the middle of the newscast and they tried to switch to something, and it ended up switching to porn.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
Excellent. Also, I'd like to say I'm a pretty good editor.
I think I'm getting there.
Maybe a little exuberant, but you know,
I'm not getting there. I'm just inserting random ass pictures and text.
that's editing, maybe.
That's the start, right?
No, that's the fun is like editing and like finding little tricks and
Finding dumb stuff to do.
and one of my favorite things is like looking at a YouTube video and you're like, I know how they did that.
I know how
effect
to
now.
do that now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Especially with the fucking the South Park mouthing.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
how to do that now.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. It's a lot of effort.
Dude, figuring out how to do the zoom in and slow down on audio for that one clip
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sent y'all, that was some shit.
You can hit control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it took me a while to figure that out.
Yeah. I have like little notes written down.
But there was also the other problem of like, okay, so if I stretch this audio out to make it low, like deepen and
Yeah.
slow down, it's now 3 times longer than the video clip I'm using. So, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Control Z.
Control Z is your best friend.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? I've been improving my room as well, so that way I can work properly.
There's studio.
Yeah.
It's a bedroom
loading off
slash
studio.
The loading off studio, yeah.
slash like we're gonna do new gaming news now. No, playing around. I can't. I want to get that green screen set up.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Wait.
That'd be cool.
Wait. Before we continue, Aaron,
What's up?
how have you been?
I've been pretty good. So it's been apparently a lot longer than I thought.
No, it's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Been a hot
So
time.
I don't remember if I was working there already at the time. The
I
last week.
believe you were.
Possibly.
I think
but,
you started.
Yeah, you like just started.
I had probably just started. So I was working at Target for about a year. People are insane.
Yes.
People are just straight up insane. Entirely too open about things. I've got a couple stories. We'll wait until we get past our times. But and then I don't even want to get too deep into it. But if you are management, and it doesn't even matter what you're management for, if you are management, you are the scum of the earth.
Oh jeez.
This is true.
I think we had some
Oh,
okay.
management.
We had some okay managers. There are some exceptions.
Okay. High level management.
Yes. Yeah. You're scum.
Yeah.
You're a sociopath.
Yeah.
You have to be.
But, they let me go after the Great Target conspiracy.
I'm glad I bailed.
Yeah, no,
So-
you got out in
Aaron,
time.
Mr. Aaron was kind enough to put in a good word for me and let me get my first real job there. and it was a pretty good experience. I learned a lot.
I liked having you there. It was good.
It was, yeah, I felt like I was doing more than most of the people employed there.
Yeah, because you were working. I did. I don't not to degrade what you did because you were definitely a good worker, but if you worked at all, you already did a better job. Than
I get it. I get it. It's true. But also I don't like I saw where they were going with this.
Yeah.
Basically, they were laying off a lot of important people that we couldn't afford to lay off. I don't want to get too in depth because they were kind of alienating Alex and Marcos. But they laid off a lot of important people.
A lot of people that did their jobs.
Yeah, and so they put those jobs on us, and I was like, even though I'm getting paid $11.50 an hour, this is not worth my life.
It wasn't worth having the second job.
Yeah.
For literally no pay increase.
Yep, and so I was like, okay, bye. And then shit hit the fan.
Shit hit the fan, apparently. But yeah, no, they let me go in the start of this year, so it wasn't super great. But, whatever.
They didn't just fucking let you go. They cucked you.
They did.
They cucked you.
It was,
I love how you gotta like point out like they fucking fucked your
I'm
asshole
an
so
animated
fucking good.
person.
He is. He's very gestured.
Yeah.
Just
Let's see. I
You're the
had
jester
myself
now.
a little relationship for a little bit, and it didn't end super well. It ended well, but it ended, which means it didn't end well. You
Yeah,
know what
I
mean?
get.
it was on
I
the
get-
worst day of fucking worst days.
Got left on Valentine's Day. That's
But
whatever.
to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
you had steamy car good time. To be fair.
Got a lot of good time.
A lot of good time.
Jesus. Man, that was a good Halloween party.
That was
Wow.
a good Halloween
I
party.
miss. That's the one thing I miss at Target. The parties.
Oh, dude. Target people know how to
The
throw a
fucking
party.
fun. Well, yeah, it's the only thing that keeps them from
Yeah, exactly.
ending their existence.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought you were going somewhere completely different and meaner, and I'm kind of happy that went the way it did.
I don't want to know what the hell.
I'm
thought
curious.
I thought it was gonna be that's the only thing they know how to do.
Oh.
Have
some of
org-
them.
have
Some of them.
orgies.
Oh no. No, they're super thirsty.
And let's see, what else since then? I've also been working on some editing, trying to get an older series that we did back in the day going.
I love seeing everyone edit because we all have different styles of editing.
Yeah, no, it's like art, and like everyone has
Yes,
their style.
exactly.
And seeing how it comes out is really cool.
Yeah,
I think
the thing I was working on.
Yeah.
I think I did pretty okay for the Hitman. I loved the
I never got to
box.
see the Hitman.
It was pretty good.
I need to
there was
watch.
only one. There was one insert that was maybe a little risky. Just
Oh.
just a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Bit
I-
off the end bone,
yeah,
but it's okay.
it's a good one though. I
Oh.
think.
Was it me?
No,
No, it was me.
it was a meme that he put up that
Oh, me.
had it intact.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Wait, Alex, did you want to say what you were working on?
It's just so it's a Dark Souls playthrough for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's mostly going to be narrated.
Mm-hmm.
The style of narration is kind of up in the air right now. Initially, I thought I was going to do like a Nat Geo, like in the wild kind of
Yeah,
narration
yeah.
for it.
Which would be
Oi,
really cool.
I think
Crikey, mate!
yeah.
Here comes a wild.
No, it'd be like
no, it's like
what was
the
it?
wild undead.
No, the wild Greg doesn't know how to handle this situation.
Fucking great.
So he rolls off the edge of the cliff in confusion.
His only self-defense mechanism he knows is to end his own life, to save his own life.
There's a sleeping Ornstein. I'm gonna stick my thumb up its ass.
Hey,
and then now I'm just thinking of just going with regular narration.
well, here's the thing. Have you seen Freeman's Mind?
Freeman's Mind's
I
good.
can't remember.
So it's a dude, right? He's playing through Half-Life, and I've seen it. I always like. There's times of year where
I'm
I
just like,
just
I need to watch Freeman's
yeah,
Mind again.
yeah, I just need to watch it. And it's this dude playing through Half-Life, and he just narrates what he thinks the main character is saying, and he's so
like he's playing as
fun.
Gordon Freeman.
Yeah,
and
so
he's
when
I
like-
mean, that could work though.
It's
Yeah.
so fun. That's why I thought when you said like the Nat Geo thing. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not exactly what he's thinking, but it's like someone following him, so they're in the same world, kind of acting like a cameraman for it, kind of thing. That's what I pictured. I don't know if that's what you're
you should
going
check it
with.
out though. And see,
Yeah,
like, get
yeah,
some
I
inspiration.
might pull some inspiration.
He's so funny. He like walks in and
Love
he's
it.
like, "Man, I hope I'm not late." And it's like scripted that one of the guards says like, "Hey, Freeman, over here." So he's just walking by. He's like, "I hope no one knows it's late. I'm late. Hey, Freeman, over here. God damn it. Well, at least I can steal the computer before I leave."
That's really good.
Yeah.
It was one of the ancient machinimas.
I like he's so and he's working on the Half-Life 2 one. It makes me so happy. But that's what I thought of
Yeah.
when you
That could work though.
yeah, when you said it. So it's just like So you just take the stuff and you just like narrate over it, which is essentially what it. He kind of does it a little different. He scripts what he does and then acts it out.
Oh yeah.
But like I'm just saying it's like a general kind of sort of similar idea.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing for me is that. So everyone has. What's the word for it? I'm thinking. Formative games.
Formative?
Games that in your childhood you played, and they kind of.
Make you buy.
Oh,
okay.
Well, yeah, or maybe they develop who you will become as a gamer and stuff in the future.
Oh yeah.
First person
You had Halo.
shooters.
You had a lot of Call of Duty.
No, I didn't.
Alex had a lot of WoW and
That's-
KOTOR and that
yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
I had
Lots of RPG types.
Lots of RPGs.
It was like a whole
And you
lot
had
of
Sly
mixed
Cooper.
bags of me.
Sly Cooper was childhood. I'm talking, for me personally, it was pre-teen to teen years, about 12 to
That's WoW for Alex.
12 to about 14.
Call of Duty for me then.
Halo
Yeah.
3.
I got very, very much into RuneScape back in the day. And
Oh god, I know. That's all you had to say, Aaron. Oh, he looks like a child that got in trouble.
He spent $1,000 on his cell phone just to play
RuneScape.
RuneScape.
So RuneScape Mobile came out roughly the same time that the Samsung Note 9 came out. So I thought,
It did.
this is a really good phone. It would run RuneScape really well. And it has the stylus, so I can use it as a clicker, right? So I got a Note 9 and I got back into RuneScape. Jacob he's done. He's gone.
See, the problem is I sold you the phone.
Yes.
So
you did.
I helped
You
initiate.
sold me the phone on your last day of work. It was the last thing you ever did.
That was the last sell I made.
Did you get an attachment with it?
He did.
Yeah.
I gave him one.
Yeah. I
him
literally
one.
told him I'm quitting. I don't care.
Yeah. No, it was because the number still affected me. Okay.
That makes sense.
It's very much you got to carry the team.
Oh
in
yeah, for
Target.
the record, if you at least work at Target, they want you to keep attachments above a thing. So they want you to buy a TV, but they also you notice that they'll be like, you want an
attachments
HDMI
are
cable?
all the little things with huge profit margins. You buy high end because usually the high end items you buy
You
they
buy
don't
a
have very
console. Oh, do you want an extra controller?
Exactly.
Do you
Yes.
want a game? Do
Exactly.
you want?
because normally those high end products don't have very large
Profit margin.
profit margins. Sometimes it's even negative when there's like sales and stuff. You buy a big TV, you're probably not actually going to make money off that TV compared to what it costs to.
But if you get one of our new 4K HDMI
4K
gold
monster,
receiver
exactly.
cables,
This
that
$27 cable that costs $2
$2
to
to
make.
make. Yes,
$27 3-foot cable,
that costs
Exactly.
that costs $2 to make.
and not a damn bit different from a regular old HDMI.
Oh no, not
cable.
at all.
No, but my favorite thing about it is that whenever people know that this is a thing, they think we get paid for it.
Yeah. No, everyone always thinks that we're trying to sell because we make commission and stuff. We're trying to up our numbers, right?
We're trying to sell so we don't get fired.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're trying
it's
to
all-
sell so that we don't have the management come and yell at us because we just don't want to deal with him.
Yeah, exactly.
And the whole team's numbers reflect on everyone. So even if you're doing really good, everyone else is fucking up. Well,
or
They still
worse,
get bitched
What
at.
are you fucking doing?
yeah. But the problem is, right, is that during like holiday seasons, or not even holiday seasons, dead seasons,
oh,
they
God,
still
yes.
want you to raise your those numbers. So if you were someone that like you and I, we were top 2 sell.
Yeah,
We were really good at selling stuff.
particularly video games.
Yeah, no, I love selling the
Yeah,
Nintendo
yeah.
Switch, but
Oh God, I love selling.
I know the Switch
I
makes
actually
so.
miss selling the Switch.
Dude, I imagine it'd be really easy to sell a Switch.
Dude, it's so easy. You're
Yeah.
always guaranteed at least 3 attachments.
You got a
Yeah.
child? Cool. He wants this.
Yeah, pretty much. The new Smash Bros is coming out.
Your
Yeah.
Smash is coming out. There's Pokemon right there. Look, you really need one of these Pro Controllers.
Yeah, this is back when we were working.
Oh yeah, hey, by the way, it comes with this little case so that way,
Yeah.
you know, your little kids are
Listen,
little fuck
listen.
nuggets.
This is a mobile console, and there's always the little chance it's gonna drop it and crack the screen. So get the insurance on it just in case. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And while you're at it, might as well get a carry case to make sure you don't need
Definitely.
to use the insurance.
Here's some screen protectors just to be sure. Don't forget, it's only got 32 gigs built-in memory, so you're definitely gonna need a memory card if you want to do those digital downloads.
yeah.
By the way, here's a contract for your soul, so I can have that.
Yeah,
You'll just sign here in blood.
well, that was for us.
No, that was on our contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
And-
forget, we signed NDAs. We had to sign NDAs.
Is that not normal for customer service?
Depends on where you work.
Yeah.
Because Target got so many exclusives, I imagine.
Yeah. No.
That, and most of the time, the workers would find out about it before it was actually announced.
Yeah, all the time.
Well, it said that it was liable for termination and not legal action, so I'm okay with saying this now.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But when we were the top 2 sellers, the problem was no one. Well, that's not true. Some others in our group, we worked electronics.
Yeah.
And we were the only person.
No, attachments are very much only an electronics thing.
Yeah. So the problem was that everybody else in our team, for the most part,
care.
yeah, they didn't give a shit.
And I don't blame them. There was no reason we should have. Besides,
yeah.
For me, it's always just been, this is my job, so I have to do good at it. Doesn't matter what it is.
I feel
it. You know what I mean?
I feel it. My thing is, even if I don't want to do it, do a job, do it well.
Exactly.
I get that. But at the same token, I also realized I have dignity. So that's when I was
you
like,
can only whore yourself so much.
Yeah, and then I'll just say it when I'm on here. The manager. This is and I know I told everybody this. This is the day I realized he was Satan, incarnate. So, yeah. So I was we had a supervisor coming, a regional manager coming
his
by.
boss.
Yeah, our boss's boss.
Yeah.
Was coming by. And they always check everyone to make sure that everything's spick and span.
They would make sure the store is running the way it's supposed to, make sure everyone's doing their jobs.
Yeah. And they wanted to see our numbers. The problem was, this was during a dead zone. This was this wasn't after Easter. We didn't do Easter. What was it?
I mean, this was like mid-spring. Like, nothing's come. No, there's no big electronics here.
Yeah,
no
that's
holidays.
what it was.
There's no reason people are going to drop $400 on a console or whatever.
Unless their old thing broke.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
but even then, you got the game stuff.
Yeah, and if they're old, we had people like my PS4 bricked. So,
yeah, I mean,
and then we try selling a PS4 controller to someone that already has 4 PS4 controllers.
Exactly. Try selling when there's nobody walking to electronics.
Yeah.
It's like, nobody has walked back here all day. That's why the numbers are low. You want me to go start pulling off the street? You told me I'm not allowed to leave this area.
Yeah. And what ended up happening was our numbers low, and he goes, "Hey, Jacob, so how are we doing today?" And I'm like, well, we're, yesterday we sold this and this, because we had to know the numbers for yesterday. We sold this and this, but we were down this, and this. Yeah. So I think, and he stopped me, he's like, So when I ask you how things going, it's always good stuff.
Never want to hear the negatives.
Yeah, I said never want to hear the negatives. And that was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And this is when I knew. This is when I knew he sold his soul for something. And he said, and I quote, "You don't have to, what was it? You don't necessarily have to expose all your sins." You know? And I was like, I kid you not. It was, confess. You don't always have to confess your sins. And I was like, what? And he says, "You're an honest person. I respect that."
Now, mind you, this is the same person that always says, "I never want to hear the negatives." So you start talking about the positives. Yeah, but why were y'all down yesterday?
Yeah.
You're the fucking one that told me not to talk about it.
Yeah, no.
Isn't this the same person who said, "Oh, you can just take the price of the warranty from the product and give them the warranty"?
No, that was actually a different one.
That was a different manager.
That was a different manager.
So we also have to get warranties up. So what they'll do is sometimes he would put the warranty on there and be like, "Oh, I accidentally charged you for the warranty."
You can just take it up to customer service. They'll knock it off.
Yeah, they'll just take off the warranty for you.
It's like, and you motherfucker, you just dropped $30 onto my tab for no reason.
Yeah, and he would do it on purpose just to get the numbers up, and I was like, this is so scary. That's another reason I quit. I don't like corporate greed.
But remember, the Confess Your Sins manager, this is the same man who did one of our orientations one time. It wasn't an orientation, it was a training. He said, "Target cares about their employees. Last year, we spent $26,000 in snacks alone for you guys." Now, sure, $26,000 sounds like a lot of money, right?
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty impressive
Sounds
amount.
like a pretty good amount.
That's about your salary for the entire year for one person.
Yes, no, that is definitely, especially around our area, that's an average salary.
Aaron, speaking of averages, would you mind telling me the average?
So, if you work at Target, this isn't even just Target, I'm pretty sure this is retail in general. If you work in a retail store, you have a system that tells you the sales, right?
Daily sales. No?
Daily sales, weekly sales, monthly sales, and yearly sales. On every one of these, there's a goal, and especially a daily goal. The store has to meet its daily goal. Average daily goal during slow season, 40 grand.
A day.
A single day. So, last year, they spent less than they made in a single day on us for snacks.
On a slow day.
On a slow day for snacks. But hey, we really care about our employees.
We care. Remember, Target cares. Anyway, I think that's enough ranting about Target for now.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's the story Marcus wanted me to tell. Do you want to jump on real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like I said earlier, people are fucking insane.
What was the story? Do I know the story?
Yeah, you know the story.
Okay, go on.
So, now, us in particular, we had to deal with a lot of older people.
Oh.
Well, first of all, we had to deal with the mobile side, and there was a thing called Consumer Cellular, which was a cell phone plan for the elderly, in particular, because it was a very simple, basic cell phone plan for if you don't want all this smartphone shit, right?
Yeah.
So that was a big part of our time. We had to spend a lot of time like teaching people how to use their phones and stuff because they were born before phones were even a thought, right? But, of course, you get like the grandparents coming in to buy stuff for their grandchild, like Christmas and birthdays and stuff. So, one day I get this couple walking in, and they come up to me and like, we're looking for games for our grandson. Okay, is there anything in particular you're looking for? Well, we need PS4 games. No, sorry, we need Xbox One games. There's one he was asking for. It's called, New Super Mario Bros.
Uh-oh.
Or, no, sorry. It was Mario and Luigi for the Switch. Which one is it?
Was it
Deluxe, no, Deluxe U. The one that just came out a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
It was,
yeah, there's something like that.
Something like that. So this is already the first, like, okay, well, Mario Brothers are Nintendo exclusive, so you're only going to find those on Nintendo consoles. You're not going to find that on an Xbox. Oh, huh. Well, then, can you maybe show us some stuff? I'm like, yeah, no, I can definitely give you some recommendations. How old is he? I want to say he was like 10 or whatever. Okay, no, that's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff. You can't go wrong with the Lego game. The Lego game is just good, wholesome fun. Of course, the Xbox is not super good in games in general, or at least that's my opinion on it.
I agree. I don't think anyone disagrees here.
Here's Overwatch right here. It is a shooter, but it's not, and it's a little bit cartoony. It's not very violent. It's pretty fun. So he's not allowed to play shooters. Our daughter, she was cheating on her husband, and her husband found out. So he shot him in the head, and then he killed himself.
Never heard this!
So because of this, her son's not allowed to be playing shooting games.
Wait. So
Holy shit.
Wait, I've never heard this story! Wait!
Yes.
What the fuck? Wait, the grandparents' daughter.
Their daughter.
So the son's
mother,
mom.
Yeah, the mother of the son.
Was cheating on
her husband. Her husband found out.
Okay.
Husband found the Mr. whatever
whatever it is.
The Mr. S.
The Mr. S. Yeah, there we go. I like that. That's pretty good. So he shot him. He shot him in the face, and then he blew his own brains out.
Fuck yeah.
Now I don't get the correlation besides the fact that there's a gun between that and shooters, unless the kid had PTSD.
Could have.
Like, unless the kid was there seeing
I
it.
mean,
Yeah, I don't think
you
it
know
was.
what? All that speculation, they're allowed to make whatever rules in their own family. But you don't just drop this
on the poor Target employee.
This guy you just met 10 minutes ago who's trying to help you find games. You don't just drop this on someone who's like already had a weird enough day. Because you already had other weird people dropping weird shit on you.
I already told you about that one dude that came from our little bumpkin out of town area.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted help with a waterlogged phone. Or something along the lines. I couldn't fix his phone.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point is, we were just having casual conversation. I'm normally pretty okay at casual conversation. I can talk to almost anyone. Till they just hit me with a fucking major curveball. And so, this isn't as serious. But we were talking, and he was like, "Oh, you in a relationship, boy?" And I was like, yeah, I am. I have a girlfriend." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you married?" And he's like, "No, she's just my girlfriend." He's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "But she lives in my house." It's like, wait, is it your house or her house? I'm like, I guess technically speaking, it's my house. And he's like, oh, that's a damn shame. And I was like, why? It's like, it makes it so much easier to walk out on her when you cheat on her. And I was like, okay, there's a lot of assumptions here, sir.
This is probably like his heyday of him swinging dicks and boning chicks, and he's giving it down to you. He wants you to carry the mantle.
He does.
Fucking other bitches.
He's passing me the torch.
You see Greta here? I had that shit. I left that bitch.
Dude, I remember like at
Winston.
least 5 different times. So part of working electronics with this one was we also had to do all the remote work, like I said, which meant that we had to troubleshoot phones so people brought them in. I remember like at least 5 different times an old man bring me his phone because it doesn't work, or he needs me to pull a picture or something. And you open it up. Oh, and look, there's tits right there. It's just there. There's just porn. It's like, oh, thanks, bro.
Oh, man. I mean, to be fair, if you have it.
Yeah, but
I can see myself looking at a good pair of titties if I'm 70.
I mean,
Tell him the sad story about.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure I've told the story on the podcast before.
No, this one's actually gonna go up though.
Maybe. But, so you get a lot of sad grandpas.
Yes!
A lot of sad
Yes! You do.
grandpas. And there was one in particular. Now this guy, this was the first time he ever came to me. But after this, he came back to the store by once a week or so, always with a new problem with his phone. Never once was there an actual problem with his phone.
Oh, no.
It was always simple things like, oh, you didn't turn it on, or you had your volume down,
Do you think you just want company?
etc. It is very possible he just needed someone to talk to.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, probably, Jake. But the first time he comes into me, he comes up, comes rolling on his motor scooter. I see him, mouth kind of agape, breathing through his mouth. Blood stains on his shirt, and also on his hands, like he'd been picking at his fingers and then wiped them on his shirt. Right. This is already a sad picture we're painting. And he tells me, "My phone don't work." Okay, sir, what's wrong with it? I'm trying to make calls, but they're not going through. Oh, okay, well, let me take a look at it. Normally, when somebody tells me that, okay, I'm going to call myself, my own phone, see if it goes through. Oh, it went through? Okay, let me try calling them from my phone, see if it goes through that way, right? It goes both ways. It works, no problem.
Oh no.
Do you remember the story now?
I know where this is going.
So, phone works perfectly both ways. Like, that's kind of weird. It does say it's connected to the network. I, try restarting it. I try it again. Goes through. Send myself a text message. Send a text message back. It all goes through. Sir, there doesn't really seem to be anything wrong with it. Not that I don't believe you, but just from testing it, like, everything seems to be working fine. He's like, really? So he takes it and makes a call. He calls, like, his son or some shit, whatever. It goes through just fine. He's like, well, you see, I can't get through to my daughter. Oh, that's interesting, sir. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that. She sent me this text message. Oh, really? Yeah, read it. He hands me his phone. He's standing right there telling me to read it, so I have to read it, right? But, I don't care about this text message you got from your daughter. Until I read it, and she's just going off on him. I'm so happy you're out of my life. You were the worst fucking father. I don't ever want to hear from you again. You're never going to meet your grandchildren. Why are you even trying at this point? It's been 40 years. Why are you, she's just going off on him. And I'm reading it, trying to keep a straight face because,
it's hard to not be judgy at that point.
He was like, yeah, no, I wasn't always the best father. It's rough, sir. It's probably just, it's not going through to her, or maybe she's just not picking it up. Yeah, huh. Well, yeah, I wasn't always the best father. And he drives away. That's it. That's
not where I thought it was going. I thought it'd be like, oh, I can't get to my wife. And it's just like,
I think this one's much worse.
It's like,
no, I was thinking of the whole I've been trying to call my grandkids and I keep getting this thing. And it's like the grandkids just aren't picking up.
I thought it was gonna be like my wife's in the hospital. I've been trying to get in touch with her to see what I can do. Oh. She's terminal. That reminds me of it. That was actually there was a dude that came in for me. And after this, I'll stop with the Target.
Yeah, we got to move on.
But there was a dude that came in. He walked up and he's, classic, hey, do you do the phone thing? Yeah. Okay, well, my phone don't work. They always say that. My phone don't work.
Every one of them. Even if you had never met this person before, they come in with the same line. My phone don't work.
Like it's your fault.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Oh, definitely. We sold it to them, so obviously.
So,
Okay.
I go in, or I look at it. I take a look at it, and I'm like, "What's the problem?" And he's like, I just need, I tell you what, this phone's just not getting good reception. It's not making great calls. I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, okay. So we try everything, and he's like, "Look, I just need a phone that works, okay?" And I'm like, "I can try to sell you a new phone and set it up lickety split."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "All right, do it." So I set him up with a new phone. It takes about 20 minutes. It's a lot faster than fixing his phone, and it cost him about $20.
Oh yeah.
So I give it to him, and I show him how it works. And I'm like, okay, is everything fine? And he's like, yeah, I just need to, can you transfer this number in here? I need it. It's very important. I'm like, okay, sure. And it's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so I transfer it. And I'm like, here you go. Hopefully you guys, hopefully you guys can call each other more. It's like, I'll tell you, man, she's in the hospital and she's not doing well. I'll tell you, she has about 3 days from what I heard. And I don't know.
Yo, legit, at least once a week someone comes in, oh, my son's in the ICU, my wife's dying, my daughter has cancer.
I don't know what's happening.
You don't know how to respond. You're like,
Because you can't be like, oh, well, thanks for coming to Target. I hope we made your day.
You gotta show some kind of sympathy.
No, this is what I can think of. Academy's down the street, sir.
Oh, man.
You can't just...
I hear bullets are half off. You buy the gun.
You can't just be like, well, I hope we made your day that much better.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for shopping at Target.
I hear they're also handing out Old Yeller copies with said purchase.
But yeah, no,
yeah.
Don't work at Target, guys.
I didn't realize that y'all got because I get that stuff every day at my work.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, I work in a mental hospital,
Yeah,
so I'm expected to get that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize y'all had to deal with that kind of shit.
No, we worked in a mental hospital too, Alex.
Except it was more like what was it called? A daycare for old people. What are they called? Retirement home.
Retirement home? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much that, but...
A retirement home for the mentally insane.
Yeah,
That want to spend money.
Money that we don't get. No, they don't even want to spend money.
Yeah, they don't want
Half
to
the
spend
time they want us to resuscitate dead phones.
I love getting customers that are like, why does this cost so much? What does this do? Why do I need it? Like, hold the fuck up, assholes.
It's
Okay.
a car.
It's
Yeah.
a car.
Okay, I work at an automotive place that sells parts.
We definitely
Where
send
we
you
get to, no, we haven't.
Pretty sure we've
No, we haven't. I don't want to be affiliated. I don't want them to find this and be like, alright, you're fucking fired, asshole.
Alright, fair enough.
So, you just gotta nap and know how it, get into the zone, and then you gotta visit your local old babies. And then, so, all I gotta say is, customers are the biggest dicks ever.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus fucking Christ. We all worked retail here. Alex I remember you telling me you worked at Halloween City.
Yeah, Halloween City.
Oh my
The
god.
only reason that one was bearable was my mom was the store manager.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
that
all
would
that.
definitely help.
She didn't want me any quotas, right? She was
No,
just
she
like,
was-
as long as we stay above,
She was like, as long as I'm not getting in trouble,
We're good.
we just keep doing what you're doing. Focus on helping the customer, not the numbers.
Yeah. Look, I want all of my items in one bag, but I don't want the bag to be heavy.
And I definitely don't want the bag to break.
No, absolutely not. But if
But
you give me
what-
more than one bag, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Sir, if I buy this battery, you're telling me it's gonna fix my vehicle, right? It could, sir. It couldn't. We gotta go off on your alternator, your starter. We gotta make sure your, spark plugs are actually sparking. You're getting that ignition. You're getting that fuel. This and that. So what you're telling me is, I'm fucked out of the way. I'm trying to help you, dude.
Look,
Like, God.
my phone doesn't work. I dropped it in the toilet. I need you to fix it. I mean, I can try, but water damage, chances are, it's not happening.
I got a bag of rice right here, Dick.
This is like dropped in the toilet like 3 days ago. It's too late for the rice now.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to sell me something? I just want you to fix it. You broke your fucking phone!
I know you're trying to trick me into getting it. I'm not falling for it. When I went to college, right? My history professor was talking to us, and they say that companies always want to sell you something. But here's the thing: everybody thinks they're smarter than the companies because they know that they want to be sold to. That being said, they thrive on the fact that people know that they're being sold to.
Oh yeah.
They literally use the fact that people think they're smarter than they really are against them. And I thought that was one of the scariest things. I was like, oh my god.
And then you got into it and you realized, oh, this is completely true.
Yes, I did. I dropped out of college, went to Target, and went, oh my gosh, these people think that they're outsmarting me.
Remember, build the relationship. Get to know your customer. Discover what it is they really need. And then start selling to them. Even if they came up to you with the item they said they need. They don't need it. Get to know them.
Yeah.
Ask them some leading questions. It's Garbo.
See, the thing is I kind of have to use the same tactics at work.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because, I have to figure out what brought them into us. What circumstances led up to them going into the crisis they went into.
Yeah.
And then from there, I kind of have to okay, well, here's what we can do to fix it. Talk with the doctor and see what meds you need. We have therapists. Talk to our therapists. And if all of that fails, then talk to the therapist and doctor about a long-term facility.
Yeah.
So I still kind of have to sell options to people. Make it seem like there's something that we can do to help them.
Yeah. Now, this is definitely a thing in almost any job or career. Even bartending back in the day. Well,
but that's fun because they're drunk.
Well, yeah, it's fun when you're drunk, but you gotta upsell. You gotta give them the better alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a certain point where you know it's going to happen. It's part of the job, or as the customer, you know it's part of the shopping experience. But you don't always got to be so scummy about it.
Yeah, it was a scumbaggery, and man, I still respect what you do, Alex, because
for sure.
you have to deal with people punching you and not punch them back.
No, but we can forcibly take them to the ground if they decide they want to start punching, and that's almost just as fun.
But you can't hit them.
But there's something a little more fun about
just dropping a bitch.
Restraining them
I
instead
can't
of
hit you
them.
with your hammer, so I'll hit the hammer with you.
No, freaking my ex-stepdad used to work in the jail, and the line that they would always use. We assisted the inmate to the prone position.
That's really good. I like that.
I bet Alex has stolen that line.
I haven't yet.
I swear I assisted the inmate to the prone position.
I think we all have a little bit of a prone, a little bit of PTSD, thanks to our jobs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I don't think it's just as bad as the people. And I was reading up on this article of how Facebook outsources their moderation system.
Oh god.
And you get those fucked up videos somebody getting killed, a dog getting murdered, whatever the fuck it is.
Straight up child porn sometimes.
Straight up child porn.
But then I want to post some anime titties and I get blocked.
Yeah, I'm the asshole here, right? But I know that and it was on Inside Gaming. You guys talking to me about this reminded me of man, there's times where I just want to beat the shit out of people and post it online and just be don't be an asshole. But then it's wait, no. Because if I do that, I'm making somebody else's day worse because they're going to watch me beat the shit out of them. And no. I found out Facebook employees get about $240,000 a year.
God damn.
Now these people that moderate watching these videos, they get $26,000 a year. Now they do get therapists, and they got to hit a certain percentage of okay, you got a 95% mark. Okay, cool. We got to bump it up to a 99, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course. Listen, look,
oh my god, that is the scummiest thing.
Every job needs to be done. You need moderators. But as the employee, if your job includes a therapist, maybe consider a different job.
Yeah.
I don't know, recent college student dropouts, oh yeah, I get to watch fucked up shit all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey,
Oh,
look,
shit.
if you're into that kind of fucked up shit, you want an excuse to watch it.
Okay, hear me out. This is what I was thinking.
I mean, I think that's making the best of a bad situation,
Exactly.
honestly.
Like, if
I
you're
think-
into that kind of stuff, like...
I think we should totally use death row inmates to moderate that.
That's honestly not a horrible idea. Like, they're already broken.
You're like they're already broken. They already know what to look for, and they know how to look for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that I think that's the best way. It's just like,
You don't have to pay them, just take time off their sentence.
hey, bro, you got lifetime, but you know what? You get a good ass meal tomorrow if you get
Yeah,
100
yeah.
plus videos off the line.
Do good enough, we'll up your cell. Instead,
Yeah.
you know, maybe
That's-
get a little padding on your bed.
That's not bad, actually. That's
Well,
not...
see, funny thing is, like, the same stepdad that worked in the jail and I used to talk about this kind of thing all the time. Like, we take the inmates that are on death row anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and we do gladiatorial style combat.
That is not... That's not at all
No.
similar!
No,
Yes,
no,
it is. They're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. So like it's kind of the whole it's kind of the whole thing with them watching all those fucked up videos. If they're not in the right frame of mind, it's going to fuck them up more
Yeah.
and possibly make them suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, their death row is going to get
They're gonna get the death sentence.
yeah, they're going to get the death sentence either way.
I-
That's kind of why my
I still see
thing
him
is
as, like, partially human, though, is the thing. And not all of them that have murdered
That's true.
are that
And
get
not
death row
everyone
are
is actually guilty.
Yeah, which is the worst.
Yeah.
I hate
No,
that.
this definitely works better in a perfect society where people are
or only the bad people.
only the
get-
bad.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
whenever
And
Alex,
that's one of the things I would bring up to him all the time. He's
Mhm.
like, "You got me there, but still think of the revenue for this."
No,
Yeah,
I
no,
agree.
definitely.
It would be sick.
It would
It's
be
why I
killer.
think football would be so much cooler with
Killer.
superpowers and explosions.
Dude,
but we're
Mutant
not.
League, like, let's do it.
But honestly, I would be so. I'd be so much more afraid of the people becoming used to the gore and violence because people think it's video games. Video game violence is nothing. But
just like gamer.
I think but I think becoming desensitized to real violent
Real
sports,
violence is- yeah.
like in Dead Man Wonderlife, for example, like the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, where people actually are just dying on this and people are treating it like a sport. That's when I get scared. That's
Yeah.
when I get...
Whenever Alex was bringing that up, I was just thinking of putting the inmates in a cannon and just shooting them off into space or some shit.
All right, I'll tell you.
Freaking
What,
Death Race though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that was a really good.
No,
one.
there's definitely a market for death sports, and I'm all in on that. But
I can't. I would be. See, in a perfect society, I'd be down
yeah.
because
We do not live in a perfect society.
no.
Build the wall.
Even then,
Build the wall.
I'm 50-50 on being down. I would have to know that these people are volunteers.
Yeah.
I would not be
Actually,
down.
yeah, that'd be all right. Like
Yeah,
if it's a
if they
volunteer
volunteer
basis,
for it.
it's a volunteer basis.
Yeah, because
No,
Or
we're
they're
not-
at least getting properly compensated.
Yeah.
Now, we're not saying that the winner gets out of their life sentence.
Oh, no, no,
that'd
no,
be
no.
too dangerous.
Yes.
yeah.
They just
He just
survived
gets-
a Hunger Games style
Exactly.
combat. We're not letting them lose.
I
He's
think
the
that-
Hulk in Sakaar. He's been there for 3 years. He's fighting everyone.
What
He's
if?
won it
What
all,
if?
you know?
Okay, here was the thing. What if they have their death sentence date, and they take everyone that is within 3 years of their death sentence date and says, "Tell you what, we have a gladiatorial combat arena going on here. It's voluntary. You don't have to sign up for it. But if you win, we take away the euthanization and just keep a life sentence in prison for the one
It
person."
almost sounds worse.
I mean,
I think it depends how much they
I mean,
care
it
for their
definitely
life.
depends, yeah. I think more you just start giving them accommodations until their date comes
Yeah,
up.
probably.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, build penthouse fucking jail cells.
This is fucked up.
Like
Like,
that's
I'm trying
already
to
kind of a
balance-
thing.
I'm-
I think it's theft if you under 50 grand. That's the cutoff point between a maximum, well, not maximum sentence, but a real sentence in you're in almost just your own little townhouse, just cut off from everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm their
then-
god. They have to appease me.
Well, then there's just those people that did something so minor that they're just on house arrest.
Yeah.
More
Or
probation.
white collar fucking criminals. Oh, I'm sorry I leaked out we're about to sell this stock.
Yeah.
Just throw me in my house. I still get my settlement money, and you know what? I also get that fucking parachute bullshit.
Yeah, I'm still getting my salary and everything. We're
Oh
good.
no, 3 years in my house. Fuck me, I guess.
With other people providing meals for me because I can't leave my
Exactly.
house.
Oh no.
Guess I'll become a billionaire at home.
I mean, if you're a billionaire, you're definitely a criminal. Period.
Yeah, honestly, let's be real.
You've definitely murdered. Elon Musk murdered.
At least Elon Musk.
Like, even if you haven't murdered, you've done something like, dude, that's fucked.
I don't want to
I
know
bet
anything.
you Elon Musk is trying to get up into outer space to shoot up all the dead chimpanzees he has.
There was a headline about him today. They're trying to pull his security clearance because he smokes.
I saw that. Yeah,
I love him.
Yeah, I love him too.
Elon Musk.
he's probably one of my favorite billionaires.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Elon Musk
And,
and
and Bill
Bucky.
Gates.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, who was it?
Where
Aaron,
were you going with that? He had to stop when he said Bill Gates.
Aaron, was it you that? Who was it that told me that Bill Gates isn't a good person? He's just making up for all the. Was it you, Marcos? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Marcos told
He's
me.
trying to balance his sins.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bill Gates has for sure killed somebody.
I believe it.
He has for sure killed
Yeah,
somebody.
he killed Apple.
He killed Steve Jobs.
You know,
He
maybe
gave up the cancer.
he had an assassin come in the middle of night and use an eyedropper to plant the cancer in him.
Yeah, exactly.
The cancer.
Yeah. Anytime he snorted, he just dropped a little bit into his mouth, and then now.
No, dude, it was an anal trip. It was
Dropping
pancreatic
soap.
cancer.
Oh my bad.
Cancer travels, Aaron.
That's true. But I imagine if you're dropping radioactive material into their mouth, they're gonna get mouth cancer. Not
Mouth cancer.
that's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a fucked up thing. Have you seen those photos of people that have to get it like removed and stuff, and they just got holes in their face?
Oh my god.
Oof. I did have one other thing. Now that we're talking about body gore.
Oh yeah, please do
Twist.
go on.
Is this the
Oh.
pimple popping?
But no,
Alright, but
Oh,
go
that's
on.
not body gore.
Go
it's
on.
not body. But we're coming back to that. I'm curious where you're going with that.
Well, it's like
Nowhere. He was just inquiring.
Oh,
No, I was just inquiring.
Okay,
yeah.
no. So I lost half of one of my toes yesterday.
What?
You lost half.
Not my toe, but toenail.
Oh.
Okay.
That's a
That's
big,
a
Big difference.
fucking
You're right. You're right.
difference,
That's a
friend.
big difference. I'm sorry, but like
Huh.
for the last week or so, one of my pointer toe on my left side. I don't know how to describe that. The second toe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It had been really black for some reason. Like I had crushed it or something, and there was like a blood blister or anything. You know what I mean? But nothing happened. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why it turned black. It turned black. It looked like there was blood trapped underneath it. So yesterday I go and I get a needle and I try to poke through it to get that out, so it would start clearing out. You know what I mean? And I do that, and it just starts coming up. It just starts separating.
The nail?
Yes. And it didn't hurt at all, but like it just started pulling off. And it stopped at a certain point. It started about the halfway point. And I didn't want to pull anymore because at this point it was starting to actually hurt, like it was actually attached, right?
Yeah.
So I had to get a little clipper and cut it off like halfway through.
Yeah.
So I've got half a toenail right now.
Dude, can I suck on it?
No.
Alright, if we're gonna talk about gross pimples, or like gross stuff,
Mhm.
real quick. By the way, whoever's editing this, just put a little. It doesn't have to be any fancy font. Just put down, if you remember, or if you just upload the podcast, just put it this little timestamp here to skip this gross part. But
Fair enough.
all right, but I realized I took a shower, right?
Yeah.
And I looked down at my big toe, and I have trouble cutting my toenails because I have a metal spine. It's hard to bend over
Yes.
sometimes. So they're not the best. They're kind of misshapen and shit. That's why I wear socks a lot.
That's why you got a girlfriend.
Oh no, nah, I can't do that to her. So I look down and I see pus coming up from the side of my toenail.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I just took a shower. This shit should be clean. So I go and clear it out, and it just starts bleeding a lot from the side.
Uh-huh.
Like, what the fuck? Well, my mom's a nurse, so maybe she'll tell me what's going on. She said, yeah, you have an ingrown toenail that was cut near the base, and now it's growing out sideways.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, you got to keep it clean, or else it'll get infected. I'm like, okay, so I'm doing what I can to keep it clean, but literally anytime I look down on it, it's just like green. So I have to like go get hydrogen peroxide, pour it on it, clean it out, and then do it again over and over until this nail comes out and I can clip it. And it's driving me fucking
I
insane.
bet.
Okay, occasionally you'll also probably need to lance it to get all the pus and infection out too.
Yeah, it's what I do is I like I'm pulling it.
Okay, hear me
Apart.
out, Jacob.
Yeah.
I get you super fucked up.
Then we just fucking squeeze that.
No.
I tried.
I get my blowtorch out, and we just fucking.
We don't need to go that far. Maybe a needle, stab through it, squeeze the bitch. Like,
I may have to do that. I'll have to get a got any other saying? Just
I'm very familiar with the toe infections, though.
I'm familiar with dealing with infections in general because I used to run outside barefoot a lot and not pay attention to where anthills were.
Mm-hmm.
And the neighborhood we lived in had a lot of fire ants.
Ooh,
not just ants, fire ants. So I'd be lucky if a month would go by without me getting bit by fire ants.
I believe it.
You'd think I'd learn after a while.
No, never. I only had the serious fire ant thing like once. Like I stepped into a pile and they got my whole fucking foot. The whole thing was swollen.
Yeah, no. So like, essentially, what we'd have to do is we'd have to wait for a couple of days to go by, and then once all the bites started getting heads, we'd have to go through and pop
every one of them.
Every one.
Also, Marcos, you wouldn't have to get me fucked up to like do that because there was one time where I stepped on. This is around Christmas time. I stepped on a Christmas light, and it shattered in my foot. And I remember I was playing Halo Reach, and I screamed like a motherfucker. And it was in my left foot, I believe, left or I honestly can't remember if it was left or right. But it was in the the sole, like the bottom of the foot. And I tried to keep it clean. I tried to shower with it, do anything I could, and I would walk on the side of my foot just to avoid it. Well, eventually, it just inflated with pus and blood until it looked like a little pizza ball.
Sounds about right.
And what happened was the shard of glass stayed in there, and it kept spreading the infection because it was a dusty, dirty piece of fucking glass. So my mom, I was like 14, 15, somewhere around that. She had to get like a small thing of tweezers, burn them, just dig into my foot really deep and yank it out. So that shit sucked. Yeah. I think that's enough of the body.
Body horror.
Yeah.
The Cronenberg body horror.
Cronenberg.
Also, I have a inquiry for those of us that play Dark Souls, which is Alex, me, Aaron.
Yes, sir.
And unfortunately not Marcos yet.
He's played a little bit.
I played a
No, but this requires the whole game knowledge.
Okay.
In fact, this requires knowledge of all the Soul series.
Got it.
I know Bloodborne.
He does know Bloodborne.
So you can contribute then in a way. Now, I was watching a video yesterday.
Yes.
Reviewing Dark Souls in depth. And talking about how great of a masterpiece it was. And I agree completely. And you brought up a really, really good point. How many levels after Dark Souls, or how many games after Dark Souls do you see different level designs? Different environments. Hell, let's go back one. How many after Demon Souls do you see different level environments?
You know, you don't see it very often, especially like Dark Souls came out in the era of the gray shooter.
Yeah, it came out perfect time.
It came out at the same time where every other big game at the time was, oh look, we're
trying to be COD.
Yeah. Look, we're in a war zone, everything is the same color, we're shooting at each other.
Spec Ops: The Line was pretty fucking down though.
There were some good ones, but anyway, continue.
And like, I don't know, there's definitely other games with good level design, even recently. What's a good one that comes to mind? God of War. God of War's got some great level designs. There's 5 different.
It's not level design. It's environment.
Yeah.
So, tell me if this sounds familiar. Tell me which game. I'm gonna throw a Souls game, including Bloodborne, at you, and tell me which one I'm thinking of. All right. So it's a castle where you start at the top and have to make your way to the base.
Dark Souls 3? Yeah.
Start at the top, make your way to the base.
Yeah,
that's
Dark Souls 3. You start on the ramparts and you go all the way down into the poison
the first level. That's
the
right.
Poison Swamp.
Exactly. But let me ask you something. What happens if I reverse that?
You go through a castle like you have in a billion other games.
You do it like you did in Demon Souls.
Yeah.
And you do it like you did in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And you do it like
you did in Bloodborne.
Yeah. All right. Now you're in a swamp area.
Okay.
And
describe the swamp.
All right. There's poison all over the ground and rotted trees.
Nightmare.
That's all 3 of them.
That's all.
You see what I mean?
Blighttown, freaking. God, what was it in Demon Souls?
It was Valley of
the
Defilement.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, we're pretty on the nose with that one.
Yeah.
And Blighttown.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the swamp in Dark Souls 3. It was something swamp.
Nightmare
Realm.
Nightmare of Mensis. in Bloodborne.
And then there's the one in Dark Souls 2 with. Now that one was a little bit different. I did like that one.
I'm not saying they're 1-to-1,
No,
but I'm saying like.
But like they definitely
like that one. That one actually for me, as far as swamps, that one stood out for me a little bit. Was the one in Dark Souls 2.
And like you said, Nightmare Mantis.
This is my swamp.
And excuse me. Oh, an underground catacomb.
Yeah. Okay, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1.
All of them.
Yeah, no.
A prison.
All
of them.
No.
Well, does Dark Souls 1 have it? Because can you really count the Duke's Archives as a prison?
Undead Asylum.
Yeah.
Where you start off. It's,
Yeah.
okay,
You literally start off in prison.
You could say Nicolas Cage's house.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Both of them.
So.
Oh, there's.
Why have we never gone to a volcano in the Souls game?
We did.
Dark Souls 2.
Yep.
Earthen Peak.
Yeah, that's the
shit,
one I
you're right.
remember.
Oh wait, but we did in
And
Dark.
also in Demon Souls.
We did do it in Dark Souls. The fucking. It's not really a volcano, but a lava area.
Lava area,
Yeah,
yeah.
lava area.
The Demon Ruins and.
Did we ever have? Do we have?
You kind of. Not really in Dark Souls 3. Like there was like kind of like the area that was supposed to be the placeholder for it, but it wasn't really like lava.
Now see, I feel like this is a problem with the sequels in general, where like, you start off with Demon Souls, you have the basis for your idea. This is like the demo, right? It's the demo for what the games will become.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 1, you refine it. You make it the masterpiece. Dark Souls, I still personally consider, aside from Bloodborne, of the Dark Souls series, or the Souls series, the Souls games, I still consider Dark Souls 1 to be the best one.
See, it's so hard for me to rip my bias away from Demon Souls because that was the first Souls game I ever played.
That's fair.
But I think I agree. But really, I can't tell if it's just because I'm trying to look at it objectively, but Demon Souls is right here, and it's like...
No, don't get me wrong. Demon Souls was still great. Demon Souls, like, especially before Dark Souls 1 was a thing, Demon Souls was also kind of a masterpiece. But it was janky. There were some problems there.
You're right, Aaron. Bloodborne is the best one because we got the Cthulhu DLC.
And then there's Bloodborne right here, too, and I'm like...
No, absolutely. Like, Bloodborne, I've said it multiple times, Bloodborne is one of my favorite games of all time.
I think it's...
Like, Bloodborne's in my top 3.
I don't think... Okay, sorry, go on.
No, yes. So, like, Dark Souls 1, you refine the idea. You create your magnum opus. Dark Souls 2, different developers. I mean, same developers, different team.
Yeah.
Well, people really like Dark Souls 1. It's kind of make it the same, have some of the same ideas, but also we want to differentiate, kind of do our own thing. It's not good.
Yeah.
I like
It's
the
just
build.
straight up.
The builds were great.
Respect the idea, but the execution was kind of
Yeah,
Then they come out with Scholar of the First Sin.
Whoa. Before Scholar, you had a whole other game. You had Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1 creators, or team. But, whole other idea, whole other genre. Some amazing ideas in there, some great stuff. You still see the inspiration from the Souls games. Like you said, there's a lot of environment designs that carry over through all of them.
Yeah.
Dark Beast Parl was very much
a Dark Souls. Yeah, it was a Dark Souls fight.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah. There was the giant rolling ogre with the big hammer down in the catacombs. Like, oh, look at this Dark Souls enemy. There's definitely a lot there. Then, okay, guys, we kind of fucked up with Dark Souls 2. Let's fix it. So you release Scholar. Scholar, I would say, is definitely an improved. It's a lot better. It's actually makes Dark Souls 2 a good game. And then you have Dark Souls 3, where
I like how we all went.
So
it's
So it's the game I wanted to like, but the first playthrough I absolutely loved.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, that was fun.
Dark Souls 3 is Ready Player One to me. Watched it, loved it. Get further and further away from it, start thinking about it. You're like,
actually,
some fucking problems.
That's actually the best explanation.
They ripped an entire section from the first game and put it into this game.
Yeah,
and it's like
I don't know if I can call it a throwback because you can't explore it.
You can't. No.
So
you can't explore it.
No.
It's almost as
if... it doesn't even make sense thematically, because depending on the ending of Dark Souls 1, that section doesn't exist in the same state.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, depending on what your path through the game, that setting has a very different setting.
Because pretty much it's assuming you took the one path through that area.
Exactly. Dark Souls 3 was... I get what they were going for. They're like, okay, people really like Dark Souls 1. They didn't like when we changed things up for 2.
So we'll put
They
it
want
in
an
roughly
actual.
the
They want an
same
actual
area.
sequel. So let's try to make it what Dark Souls 2 should have been. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But then they went too far with it,
Yeah.
and a lot of it feels like they're just kind of redoing the same thing.
Throwbacks.
Throwbacks. It's like poetry. It rhymes. It's just
I think Dark Souls 3 was a great series of concepts muddied down by really how do I put this? Not fan servicey design, but really just throwing it in there.
It's almost fan service, honestly.
It was pretty heavily.
Okay, then fan servicey design.
Yeah.
Because
Don't forget, they also did the freaking giant archer section again. Like,
the Dragon Bow Archer section.
God.
We had to run it. Yeah, it was a throwback, but there were a lot of throwbacks, so
Yeah.
it seems almost lazy. But the thing that strikes me is I'm very conflicted because one of my favorite boss fights in all of the Soul series is in that game.
True.
Yeah,
No, it had some great boss fights.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely.
the Abyss Watchers is
Abyss
my
Watchers.
favorite
See,
fight in the whole game.
Abyss Watchers, I think, are actually like you can take Abyss Watchers and apply it to exactly what we're talking about. The
Yeah.
Abyss Watchers are the fan service. Hey, Dark Souls 1 was really cool. You like your throwbacks, right?
Yeah, but you see, it's one of those things where it was a throwback done right.
True.
Something old, but also new.
Yeah, and I kind of just wish it was reversed in how you fought them, where you fight one.
And then the rest.
Yeah, and then when it dies, like the blood spreads out, and then you get two.
All of them.
Yeah,
that'd be cool,
fighting
actually,
at once. I thought fighting it one-on-one was kind of cool, but I loved when I saw one was getting up, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be like 4 kings, so I keep responding.
Yeah.
And then the second one gets up, and then,
And then those two start fighting.
yeah, and it's like, holy
It's
shit,
really
what's on
good.
my team?
Yeah.
Let's fucking go!
Hey, FromSoft, for Sekiro, we're tired of the fucking ad boss fights. Please stop them. Nobody wants the Royal Rat Authority again.
Unless they do, or the fucking old men.
The fucking thing in
I know-
Bloodborne, the
There was-
alien ones.
No, there was multiple. So yeah, the cosmic.
The cosmic beings.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember what the fuck it was
No, I
called, but
forget
there was
what they're
another
called,
one, Marcos, in a parish. By the way, count how many parishes there are.
There's a word in every game, at least.
But it was the I can't remember what the fuck they're called. See, I can remember pretty much every Dark Souls boss.
Are you talking about like the mushroom head?
No. It's in Dark Souls 3, and it's all
in the cathedral.
yeah.
Oh, the Deacons of the Deep.
Yeah, Deacons of the Deep. That's another ad boss.
There was
That,
the
one,
Deacons.
that one I didn't mind too.
There
much.
was
but
the
it's an
same
ad
boss
boss.
fight in Dark Souls 2. There was you get into a church, you fight the group of deacons. I forget what it was, but it was in the going up to the Scorpion dude.
Yeah,
It was in that
I
area.
didn't get that far. I got so tired of Dark Souls 2.
Here's the thing, though. Like, we can talk shit about all these games because some of them are not great in the way they decided to handle things.
I don't even think it's talking shit.
But,
I
like-
think it's like taking deconstructing it, and just
Deconstructing it.
looking at it
You gotta
objectively.
take it all with a grain of salt. But like, I'd still rather play a lot of these games than a lot of other games. You know what I mean?
I
Like-
completely
Like
agree.
original Dark Souls 2, I used to say back in the day, I don't like this game. It's nothing compared to Dark Souls 1. It's still a 9 compared to everything else.
Yeah, and for the record,
It's just that Dark Souls 1 was an 11. So
Deacons of the Deep is just a bunch of old guys with a glowy light that whenever you do
you kill one of them, the light moves. You got to kill that one next.
yeah.
Oh, the blind witches of whatever the fuck.
Which is a hammock.
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much, yeah. And
and then you get it about halfway down, and then the real one that you need to kill comes up.
yeah.
Skeleton Lords, Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, I was thinking that one earlier too. I don't think there was one of those in the original Dark Souls.
Dark
Was
Souls
there?
1?
There had to be.
Not really.
There was kind of 4 kings.
Four Kings kind of counts, especially if you take too long and they all start piling up.
You see, with the
It's so
build,
fucking funny seeing them just pile on each other.
Especially considering it's called Four Kings, but you can get like 7 of them if you're fucking
Yeah.
enough.
yeah, and you see, with the most recent build that I have that fought it,
Mm-hmm.
I would kill one before the second one popped up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if
fair
you're good enough, you can just like
You can-
stop it.
yeah.
It's not like you have to fight them as ads.
And you know that you can still get a couple hits after they're gone, and it still counts towards the overall health.
Yeah, it's really
That's-
nice.
I wouldn't.
I think, and it's not even a boss fight in Dark Souls 1, but the most similar to it would be the Phalanx in the Portrait of Ariamus.
I was gonna say the closest thing I could literally think of, and he only spawns once, is in the Undead Asylum, the Techno Priest with all the.
Yeah, no, that one too kind of counts. And
That
again,
it's
not even
like more of a
boss fight, but-
situation than.
Oh god, no,
No,
I'm
but
thinking of
there's-
the Bell Gargoyles and the Belfry Gargoyles. The Belfry Gargoyles in Part 2 and Dark Souls 2 are the epitome of everything that's wrong with that game and how they didn't
Don't you
understand how to
fight
do it.
Ornstein again? Old Dragon Slayer?
You do fight Old Dragon Slayer again in an area that doesn't make sense, but kind of looks like Anor Londo because, hey guys, references.
But then that also doesn't make sense. But...
It also doesn't make sense because you already killed him. But aside from that, like, Belfry Gargoyles, Dark Souls 2. Okay, let's take this fight we already did in Dark Souls 1. Let's fuck it up completely. Now there's 30 of them. Now they all have all of their attacks. There's... Oh god, I fought that boss for so long before just giving up, because it's... Even with... It's garbage. It's straight
I never
garbage.
fought him.
I don't even know what they're talking about anymore.
I remember, so I'm probably the only one here that's played through Dark Souls 2 Scholar in its entirety.
Entirety?
I think.
I think you're the only one of us that finished complete Soulsborne.
I think, no, like, I don't even know if I can, because I got to the ending, but I don't even know if I saw everything or not.
Oh, definitely.
That's how
Like-
convoluted Dark Souls 2 is.
I just didn't like the design overall. I also didn't like the map design.
The fact that it doesn't make sense.
The fact that there isn't one.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
it.
Well, the thing is, I'm not even talking about like an overworld. I mean, like in certain areas, it's just literally. It's not like in Dark Souls where it's like I don't know where I'm going, but
Yeah.
by that I mean I don't know where I am. I don't know what's around this corner, down this hallway that is obviously very linear. It's
Speaking of that, like today, we were just playing Dark Souls earlier, me and Alex, and we were in Anor Londo, and you go to the room where you pick up Havel's set, and it is the only other area besides the depths that is pitch black. You go down those steps, you're scared as shit. You're
Because
like, oh my god, what's coming at me?
Because the entire rest of the area is throwing curveballs at you left and right.
Yeah.
And then you go down into the steep dark,
And
and you're like, oh, no, what's down
But
here?
what's waiting for me down here?
It's a series of chests
That's it.
with one mimic.
One mimic.
Yeah.
You can tell which one it is. And
That's
it's not
because-
even a good thing in that mimic. I mean, it's the
that
occult
room
club,
scares
it's
the
okay.
shit out of me.
Exactly.
No, I know exactly what's in that room, but I always walk down into it with my shield held up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because like
I do too because I'm like Havel set baby, gotta love it.
So, like, I know we've already said it, but I think I'm the only one here that's completely played through Dark Souls 2.
Yes.
I think.
at the very least, you're the only one that fought the final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember a fucking thing about it. It was just so not memorable for me.
Yeah.
The whole game.
I remember...
The whole game.
So, I remember... It's kind of like a fever dream, Where
Yeah.
you kind of
Yeah.
Remember bits
like
and pieces
hazy.
here and there.
You remember what happened,
Yeah.
but you don't remember the details.
How did you get there? But you remember the destination, kind of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. It's kind of like being on a road trip that you've completely checked out for. You remember getting to the destination. You remember driving for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember a goddamn thing in between.
Nope. Don't remember.
That's me whenever I go with you guys to Fiesta, Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just check out. I just pass the fuck out.
I just remembered. Remember, in Dark Souls... Originally in Dark Souls 2. Like Dark Souls 2 original.
Mhm.
And then I want to say they changed it for Scholar. But the cutoff for the end game was a piece of rubble that was about 2 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And because of this 2 foot tall piece of rubble, you have to go completely around and play the entirety of the game, or gain up 2 million souls, or all the boss souls.
Wait, what?
Well,
What was this? Wait. What are
Well,
you talking
there's
about?
another thing where
You never. Oh, yeah, that's right. You never. How far did you get in Dark Souls 2?
Not far at all. I got fucking bored. I get past the prison. Oh, what the fuck was it? I finished.
Oh, the Bastille.
Yeah, Last Bastion. I get to that poison area,
Yeah.
and I get bored.
Yeah. Okay. So the point of the goal in Dark Souls 2, like your goal in Dark Souls 1, is you ring the bells, right?
Yeah.
And then you go.
It's like to get to Drang Lake, right?
You get to Dragon
Yeah.
Lake Castle. The path to Dragon.
challenge the king or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Ascend to the throne.
Yeah.
The path towards the castle
Yeah.
is blocked. by a 2-foot tall piece of rubble. And because of this 2-foot tall piece of rubble, you have to open up the secret passages that require beating all of the necessary bosses or accumulating 2 million souls.
2 million.
So that you are a strong soul.
Yep. And
Huge!
Exactly.
And another thing where you can completely fuck yourself in the game is there are these petrified people blocking paths.
I know that. I know about that. That one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
sucks. That's a dumb mechanic.
Some of them are blocking necessary paths.
Yes.
Some of them
Are
aren't.
blocking bullshit.
There's a limited number
Very
of
limited.
items that unpetrify those people.
Yeah, you can kind of cook yourself.
You can absolutely ruin
Easily.
your game.
Easily ruin a playthrough
Mm-hmm.
if you don't undo the right ones.
Now I know they made them a little more accessible to find in Dark Souls 2. A little bit. At the very least, there's one vendor that sells them. But they also added a bunch. Like there's one in the tutorial area. You want to get to those ogres hiding the gender change coffin, you gotta pop one of those branches and unpetrify someone.
Yep.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
And then another thing that annoys me about Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and a little bit Bloodborne. I don't really mind Bloodborne so much because it's a good game just by itself.
Yeah.
But I really like the thing in Dark Souls 1 where you can just pick a direction, and if
Go.
you're good enough,
Yeah.
you can go.
You can get there.
Eventually, sometimes you'll reach a roadblock.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, where you have to, do a story thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, you can pick a direction, go, and kill at least one boss.
Mm-hmm. No, you can absolutely... they open the world to you. Not all whole world, but they open a significant portion of the world and here's the recommended path.
Here's the path of least resistance.
Yes.
But if you really want to...
Okay, you should probably go up and ring that bell. There might be a second bell down there somewhere.
Yeah. Or you can completely ignore the bells right off the bat, go kill the wolf, get the ring for the wolf, go down into New Londo, and fight the four kings right off the bat.
Yes.
And
But
meet
if
a
you're fighting the
completely
wolf-
separate
Yes.
snake.
But if you're doing the wolf before you do the OC, you already screwed yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, here's this item that is a fairly important item that will allow you to get much more Estus and do a lot of important things. It's in a somewhat endgame area, but you just want to run for it. Just fucking run for it.
See, it's
We're going to get you an
reasons.
NPC powerful enough to take on this guy.
It's reasons like that I think video games are a really, really good medium compared to books or movies.
Mm-hmm. I get that though, because there's a very set. This is the story. This is how it's going to progress. Where video games, everyone can have a different playthrough. Everything can always be different.
Yeah, but compared to I don't know. I never cared too much for
Just like how that new movie was killing with Peel.
Peel.
Yeah. Peel
Us.
Jordan. Us, yes.
What the fuck are you guys talking about? I don't keep up with movies.
Get Out Part 2.
I haven't even heard. Oh, okay.
What?
So, it's basically Peel, his wife, and 2 kids. They go out to whatever the fuck, Florida. And then, out of nowhere, I think the neighbors are out, in the middle of the night. You just see 4 black figures just standing in front of their, fucking driveway. They're like, excuse us, and then they get out of it, and then they show themselves. It's them in the fucking driveway, but they're inside. So, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, that's interesting. That's a cool concept. Is it out?
No, it's gonna the 22nd.
How much you want to bet it's gonna the ending's gonna be really shitty, a very bad reveal, it's gonna be an hallucination or something.
Get Out was really good. Apparently, it was very critically acclaimed.
I
So,
never saw Get
I
Out.
mean, I really liked the concept for it from what I saw in the trailers.
I've always wanted
Anti-racism.
Yeah, well, it was kind of funny.
I've always wanted to see that one movie, and I can't remember what the fuck it's called, Logged Off or whatever, or where it's the dude going through his daughter's laptop. And it's always from the perspective of the
Not Unfriended.
Windows?
Oh,
Open Windows?
No, that's not what it's called. I think it was Unfriended.
Was it Unfriended?
No, wait, that was the horror movie where...
That was
Yeah,
the horror
that's the horror movie where these teens kill a girl and
Yeah,
her ghost haunts their Skype
through
calls.
Yeah, I don't think it was Windows.
I know which one you're talking about. It was only released in
The one
in
with
select theaters. It was about this Asian dad, right?
The
Yeah.
one with Harold.
Yeah.
Harold and Kumar.
Yeah.
But apparently, stupidly good.
Apparently, yeah.
And I've always wanted to see that one.
Yeah.
And I don't even like watching movies.
I always love a movie, like, the trailer comes out and everyone's like, this is gonna be fucking dumb. And then you go watch and like, holy shit, this movie's amazing.
I liked Hardcore Henry.
Dude,
Hardcore
Hardcore
Henry
Henry
was
great.
That was a
That-
twist that like I kind of wasn't really expecting, but at the same time, when it happened, it's like, yeah.
This is down as fuck. Man, I cannot wait to see us. There's Captain Marvel, of course.
Oh, Captain Marvel's gonna be good. I can't wait. Oh my god. Okay, so this might be a little bit of spoilers, but the Lego sets for Endgame came out, right?
Oh god.
Now, first of all, Lego, get your shit together. Stop spoiling shit. Your fucking pre-production Lego sets. I hate that that's how I found out about Thor getting his new hammer before Infinity War isn't the axe.
Yeah.
Before Infinity War ever came out. Oh look, Thor making the Stormbreaker set. This is fucking bullshit. But
Don't
So-
forget his eye.
also yes.
Yeah.
Well, look, all these action figures have Thor's eye again. Wait, didn't Thor lose his eye in the last movie he was in? But so, one of the Lego sets was revealed, and it's a fight with Thanos. Because of course they're gonna fight Thanos again,
Yeah.
and there's a helicopter. I think we're getting the Thanos copter. I think we're getting the Thanos copter.
What's
So back in the Infinity War in the comics, back in the 90s, they were like, Thanos is this super powerful ultimate being and stuff, but like he really needs some cool form of transportation.
He's weak to helicopters.
No,
No.
they gave him a helicopter, and it's this dumbass little helicopter,
Can he
like a
teleport?
news. No, yeah.
But
so
he
it's-
could only do that with the Infinity Gauntlet, though.
Yeah. He
And
needs,
then,
he
and then
needs
when
the
he
stones.
used the Infinity Gauntlet, it scattered the stones again, right?
Yes, but this is okay. Admittedly, I haven't read the original Infinity War comics, so I don't know exactly.
That was my understanding of them.
Yeah.
Like, I've never read them, but I read like a synopsis
Yeah.
kind of thing.
It's like the Dragon Balls.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no. So they're like, okay, he needs some form of transportation. So let's get him like it's like a news helicopter too, where it's just like the little cockpit,
Yeah.
and the little twirlies, and it has Thanos written on the side. It was the dumbest shit. And the fact that now there's the Lego set with an attack helicopter in it, like I think we're getting the Thanos copter, and I cannot be more excited.
Oh my god.
My Infinity Gauntlet was mighty, but my Thanos copter is mightier.
His legs are just dangling out.
So, like, when you first said the term Thanos copter,
Mhm.
I was picturing him with like the big purple dick, and then
I was
Oh my
picturing.
See, I was like, so you started saying that, and like an image popped up, and it was just him doing like a lariat, just spinning.
Alright, we all have different stuff. I pictured just a helicopter with like purple with Thanos' face on it.
I was thinking like Thanos is just like completely buck naked, just like his like almost starfishing it, but his limbs are limp. His
Oh, he's
dick
just
is
spinning
out.
in air?
No. He's just like limped out like this. His dick is just so massive, it's just like spinning.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I love
Comics are
Marvel
dumb,
imaginations.
oh geez, freaking! So like, I follow a page called Comic Book Pages Without Context,
Mhm.
and it's one of the new Human Green Lanterns punching the shit out of Mr. Manhattan.
Oh yeah.
That sounds about right. This is part of a Doomsday Clock.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's some weird shit happening in Doomsday Clock.
What
There's some weird stuff happening in comics in general
Comics,
right now.
well,
There's
so-
a new Spider-Man one that came out where he actively had Doctor Strange remove him from everybody's memory.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
because he had
His secret identity
in
got
Civil
revealed.
War 2, he had to reveal his secret identity, so everyone knew it was Peter Parker. And then, of course, the thing happens where Spider-Man's Peter Parker. Let's start attacking all of his friends and family. So he had to do that.
Also,
no, he made the deal with Lucifer himself.
I thought that was for this marriage.
It was for his marriage and to redo everything he did.
I don't know, but
DC has
what I do know was I saw that Comic Book Pages Without Context, and it was like Spider-Man, and it was he was fighting the fucking dinosaur, Dr.
God.
Dinosaur thing.
Yeah.
And he was like,
I know the exact one you're talking
yeah, I'm gonna butcher the lines a little bit, but it
you
was
have the ability to alter genetic
genetics.
code. You could cure cancer.
I don't want to cure cancer. I want to make dinosaurs. And I'm like, that man has a goal,
He's got
and I respect that.
DC has 3 different things going right now. 3 different series.
Mm-hmm.
There is the Doomsday Clock, which is the one with Dr. Manhattan, where he's secretly the one that rules the multiverse or some shit like that. He's behind everything in some form. There is the Bat-Metal series, which is you get the negative Earths because you have the 50. Well, it's the 52, but there's a lot more than 52. But those are like the normal universe alternate Earths, and then you get the negative dark universe alternate Earths, and each one of them has some form of Batman who went crazy and stole power from a different leaguer. So you get like Red Death, which by the way, apparently Red Death's going to be in the next season of the Flash show.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Red Death is Batman used Barry Allen and like murdered him and fused their bodies together to enter the Speed Force, so he becomes a speedster. Or you get I forget what.
Why the fuck are they putting him in?
Dude, they're doing Godspeed too.
Oh my god!
I'm so excited.
We just got Godspeed like 2 years ago.
Dude, we just got Red Death like 6 months ago.
Well, they're on it apparently.
And then the other one is Heroes in Crisis. Heroes in Crisis.
Wait,
Man.
is that second one you said the same thing with like the Bat Who Laughs?
Yeah.
Batman Who Laughs, exactly. Where
I keep seeing panels of that, and I'm like, ooh.
Everybody loves him.
he's great.
He's a cool character.
Yeah. No, this universe's Batman straight up murdered the Joker because he got tired of it.
Yeah.
Oh, the Joker toxin is in every single organ and bone in his body, and it's now infecting me. Now you've got Batman with all of his capabilities and also insanity.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and then didn't Batman bring him from that dimension into this dimension, and then he killed the Joker of like the main dimension kind of thing.
Who would win in a fight between Batman Who Laughs and Batman?
Probably Batman Who Laughs.
So far, it's been Batman Who Laughs.
So far. He's killed over, 1,000 different parallel universe Batmans?
Yeah, no, a shit ton.
Now, remember, he's not killed
Main
with the
universe.
52, the main one.
The
Main
big
universe
boy.
Batman.
He would win.
Yeah.
Main 50. Also, this is a slight change of direction, but I wanted to ask Marcos because he plays Call of Duty. So real quick, I just needed to define a few things here.
Okay.
So as I said way at the beginning, I'm playing a lot of Halo,
Yeah.
streaming a lot of Halo, and I always forget.
That's cool.
What?
That's cool. We'll come back.
I always forget that Halo 3 is kinetic weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not hit scan.
Nope.
So for those that don't know, hit scan is basically I think
Fire-
yeah.
You fire your weapon.
as long
it
as
shoots out lasers.
well, as long as and Marcos can correct me on this because I feel like he knows a little bit more about hit scanning than I do. As long as your reticule on your side says that it was over a player, when you shoot, that
It'll
connects.
contact.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Now kinetic is different. Kinetic uses both players' connections. And when you fire, it actually fires out projectiles.
Yeah.
And the game checks both players' connections to see where the bullets are actually landing. And
So
some
it's more like a realistic bullet.
yeah, except with lag sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because when you it's almost like someone with a shitty connection on Halo has an advantage because you can fire and the game won't know exactly where they are, so the bullets look like they hit them,
but they don't.
Yeah, they don't connect. And obviously you don't have this problem with like MLG games because it's like 2 Xboxes locally hooked up.
Lag stabs in Dark Souls.
Yep.
That's also one. Yeah. Lag stabbing where they don't appear behind you on your screen.
You think you're defending yourself, you think you're doing damage, and then they're behind you and your health bar is melted.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like that in Dark Souls where you bring your shield up, you would see them to your side.
This was when you had an enemy come into your world and you were doing PvP fights.
Yeah. So you had your shield up, they'd be on your left or on your right, you'd be trying to block, and it looked like they'd be to your side, but on their screen they were behind you. So as soon as the backstab initiates, they would teleport.
Yeah.
And start, and they call it a lag stab.
In the Dark Souls 2 LP, what Bully and Pat did, there was a moment where they were fighting Plague, and they were coming towards. They saw him on a bridge, and they were on the other side of the bridge, and they saw him running towards them a little bit. And then he just kind of stops. And then all of a sudden his character just jumps forward, like he super jumps in front of him. Like, holy shit! That's what it is, because when you have a bad internet connection, you get a buff basically.
Yeah, and so I don't know how to feel about it because I like both. I like kinetic because the idea of being able to dodge bullets, like real bullets, is very, very enticing. But I know games like Titanfall and I think Call of Duty.
Call of Duty still uses hit scans, but Black Ops 4 has a new system of where it is kinetic, and then after a certain range, it turns into projectile. They factor that in for the blackout mode. So if you notice on Drifter's blackout mode, like blackout plays,
I don't watch his blackout plays.
I'd say just give it a watch just for the one time.
Okay.
But there's like a point where like you don't see the bullet, then 1 second later you see a giant like fucking fireball going at this person.
Okay.
So it's like a mixture of the kinetic and the projectile in one, where it also has bullet drop off in blackout as well.
Yeah, like it actually has like bullet physics.
Yeah, I don't know how that would I don't think Halo should ever be hit scan because the problem is it has plasma weaponry, and plasma in the Halo universe moves slow.
Yeah.
So it's dodgeable unless it's homing. It has like a slight homing effect. But if it's hit scan, then you wouldn't even see the plasma actually really come out. It would just kind of show up there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. It doesn't really work with it.
I would personally like to see that in Halo because I think it would suit it very well. For said weapons, like I think for like the Forerunner weapons.
I think you need hit scan with hitboxes. Maybe. Where like you have hit scan on a character, but it is still dependent relative of where you're aiming at said character.
Yeah, it is though. That's how most first-person shooters do it.
Yeah.
That's how they decide what a headshot is and what a leg shot is. Because like, if I remember correctly, limb shots do substantially less than body shots. Yeah.
Like it still sucks getting shot in the arm, but you're not gonna die if you get shot in the arm.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, Halo 3. I never got too competitive with Halo 3. In fact, I didn't get competitive at all until I just like watch it casually. Like shots to the arm don't really. Shots to the body and arms do the same amount of damage as shots to the head that actually do more. I think it depends on what weapon you're using. I could be wrong about that. But I thought it was interesting because I was like, what the fuck? It looks like I'm shooting at this guy. Yeah. It looks like I'm connecting. I had to actually try because I'm used to like last first-person shooter game I played was like Titanfall. Yeah. So I'm used to like aim, shoot. My sights are on him. He's dead. But I was like, why is my?
Hey guys, we should play some Titanfall after this.
I was like, I would have to move myself a little bit to the right to make sure my bullets would actually travel and actually connect. But even then, depending on how far they were, they wouldn't actually connect because the connection wouldn't be that great for the other guy. But I thought it was interesting regardless.
For a second there, I got hit scan and punch lasers confused.
And what?
Punch lasers.
Punch lasers.
Punch lasers. So the most obvious example is Last of Us, where you hit that melee button, Joel's fist shoots out. But instead of shooting out, what it does is it shoots a bunch of lasers out in like a 180-degree arc. And depending on what it hits, you get different animations. That's why, like, if it hits a car, instead of just punching an enemy, you slam them into a car. Or stuff like that.
Yeah. So it scans around.
It scans around there, yeah.
I love breaking down video games and seeing stuff like that, like how they get these animations. I always wondered about that. I didn't know they had an environment scan going on. That's actually really clever.
Yeah. Like the Evil Within 2?
That's right.
Stealth kills?
Yeah, they had pretty much the same thing with those.
There's this one Irish dude I watch, and he talks about AI in gaming, and the Doom AI is very interesting because they work on a token system.
I heard about that. Yeah. I didn't believe it.
It's interesting. So even if you have a horde of enemies, they'll take turns, and they have tokens that they can spend on attacking. And stronger enemies require more tokens to attack.
Okay.
And they'll always, if I remember correctly, they'll almost never attack at once. So the AI, I could be butchering this a little bit. It's been a while since I saw the video. So smaller enemies will get more tokens faster. Yeah. Bigger enemies will get more tokens slower. And sometimes what's fun is, you know how sometimes in Doom enemies will run to you and not do anything? Yeah. That's because they're about to do an attack and they're spending a token, and the big enemy will actually take it from them. Because they can do that and use it on themselves. It's very interesting.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Oh yeah, no, like enemy AI especially is like really cool to get break down into. And seeing how these things are done to.
Especially
there's a certain level where you have to make it fair, but at the same time you don't want to make it, you
don't want to make it a cakewalk.
Yeah. I think the coolest one that I ever learned about was in BioShock, where when you're going through a new area, or you're going through an area in general, and you get into a new firefight, the first shot will always miss.
Yeah, I mean, you told me that.
Yeah.
So that, you know, oh shit, there's enemies, but they don't just, like, sneak up behind you and pop you and you're done, you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, there was the way Halo works is actually a tree branch system. It's interesting because everyone has their own way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the way it works is depending on variables of the situation, it'll actually, like, link to different branches of a tree until it finally picks one circumstance and then proceeds to change everybody else around it. It's super cool. There was one for like the Alien in Alien Isolation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where there's no hit scan detection on its tail. But it also has small eyes in the back of its head, so players couldn't just follow behind it.
Yeah.
It's
Well, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can do. I love getting deep into those. But okay, for a second, I wanted to get into Heroes in Crisis a little bit, and then you decided to change the subject.
Yeah, it might be.
That's cool. That's cool. Heroes in Crisis, an amazing concept. Oh, the execution. So the concept behind Heroes in Crisis is there's this secret hidden off place. It's called Sanctuary, and it's where all the heroes go to recover after a particularly brutal battle in which, you know, they need some time to rest, after they have some kind of emotional trauma, some shit like that.
I already know what you're talking about.
It's great in concept. And they have these interviews with a bunch of the important heroes in the story about particular times they experienced some kind of trauma or something that kind of changed them. They needed to stop heroing for a little bit. Because at the end of the day, even with all the superpowers, you're still a human.
Yeah.
For most of them, at least. You know, things still affect you. Like, Batgirl got into, you know, getting shot and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Harley Quinn, because she's kind of an anti-hero now, talks about the
abuse
the relationship abuse with the Joker, that kind of stuff. So this is a really cool concept where you see, like, even these great heroes are still vulnerable. They still have their problems, you know what I mean?
That's a really good idea.
It is. And then they decided to turn it into a murder mystery.
Oh. Oh no.
And slight spoilers, guys. So one of my favorite characters. First of all, in general, like my favorite DC characters are the Flashes. Because the Flashes are cool. They're sick.
People always thinking it's Batman.
I do love Batman. Don't get me wrong.
I always think Batman's your favorite for some
Let's
reason.
see, like Batman and Barry Allen's Flash, at least, are very similar. Like they're both detectives. They both like to think around their problems. It's not just, you know, fight the problem.
Yeah.
Of course, you know, Barry has superpowers. He got super speed and time travel and shit. So, a few years ago, there was the New 52, right? Before that, there was... What was it? It was the pre-crisis or post-crisis era.
There we go.
Post-crisis era. Post-crisis era, because of the crisis, it never fails. Any crisis there is in the DC universe, the Flash has to die. Every time.
Even in the Justice League series, Unlimited,
Yeah.
Flash is killed off by Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
In front of the whole United States of America.
So in Infinite Crisis, which was the crisis in the post and pre-crisis era, Barry Allen has to sacrifice himself. So Wally West, his protege, the Kid Flash, his sidekick at the time, becomes the Flash again. And in the post-crisis era, which was a good, what, like 15, 20 years? Like, it was a solid chunk of DC's continuity. Wally West was the Flash. So a lot of people grew up with Wally West as the Flash. Even in, which Justice League was it in the show? Where, like, Barry didn't even exist. It was Wally.
Yeah, that was all Justice League Unlimited.
Unlimited? Yeah, okay. So Wally, you know, he's super cool. And he learned to use the Speed Force in a lot of cool ways that Barry never did. He can even do, like, almost Green Lantern manipulation with the energy and create things and stuff. Like, there's a couple points where he just makes his suit out of Speed Force energy instead of having, like, an actual suit. Then Flashpoint happens, and the Flashpoint is is the universe changing into the New 52. And Flashpoint is, okay, Barry Allen's back. Barry Allen is gonna save his mom. And in saving his mom, he creates a post-apocalyptic world where everyone's dying.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's the one I told you about where
Yeah.
Wonder Woman cuts off Queen of Atlantis' head.
Yeah.
Because she slept with the Aquaman.
Man. Yeah.
It's crazy. So then New 52 happens and it's the universe reset. Wally West doesn't exist. Just straight up, he is nowhere to be found in this universe. Then they come up with Wally West 2, and he's a completely new character. He has no relation to the first Wally West. And everyone's like, what the fuck, guys? Like, this is one of our favorite characters. Why is he just not even referenced? Everyone else got some kind of new form. What the hell's going on here? And that was, what, like another 5 years of comics?
Is this about Sanctuaries?
Yeah, so...
Okay. We're coming up to it. Then, you know, the New 52 didn't have super great reception. Everyone was kind of... Like, I like a lot of those stories, but I get why people don't.
There was,
I've only heard bad things from them.
No, the New 52 had, like... I think they
actually has my favorite version of Superman. The only version that I have that I like. It's
actually one of the best versions of Jonah Hex we got as well.
Oh god, yes, All-Star Jonah.
All-Star Western.
All-Star Western.
By far one of the strongest ones that they have for the New 52. Mm-hmm. Animal Man, Batman,
yeah,
and a separate Green Lantern Corps, I believe. Even the New Teen Titans 52, all those were getting higher praises than Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. Mm-hmm. The bigger guys.
Yeah,
I don't know. I never read it.
You know, like a lot of the smaller teams and offshoots started getting like some real play versus the main.
Yeah, the cast,
the Trinity. But like I said, no, I had like one of my favorite versions of Superman's where this is a Superman that his parents died and he's a little fucked up and he has flaws unlike most Superman. But anyways, New 52, they're like, eh. So they decided to reboot again, and they did Rebirth a couple years ago, and that was the next universe reset where we'll take this New 52 universe. We're going to combine it with the post-crisis universe and kind of start mixing everything in. Start tying all these continuities together.
Okay.
Wally West is back. They finally brought him back. After, like, 10, 15 years, Wally West just doesn't exist. He's back! Hell yeah!
There's Wally too.
Everyone's super excited. What do? They take his family away. His wife, his children, they don't exist in this universe. He still remembers them. He's the only person that does in the entire universe. Because in this universe, they don't exist. Whew. Okay, guys, whatever. A couple of years later, Wally West is with the Titans. Because there's two versions. There's the Teen Titans and the Titans. Titans are the old Teen Titans that have grown up and become actual superheroes.
Yeah.
And then the Teen Titans are the they're the sidekick group, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damian Wayne, the Robin at the moment. There's some weird time travel shenanigans. They go back in time. He punches a younger Wally in the chest so hard that it stops his heart. And because of this, Wally West has to have a pacemaker put in. Now, as you can imagine, a speedster with a pacemaker is a little bit of a problem. So again, they're fucking over Wally after he didn't exist for 15 years. And now, we get to Heroes in Crisis. Hey guys, Wally West is fucking dead.
So he was the one that they killed off?
No, they killed off a lot of people. Like, it was a massacre. Like,
But they cucked Wally.
But they cucked Wally again. It's like, DC! The fuck are you guys doing?
What do you have against the poor lad?
Like, you took his family away, you murdered him like 3 times.
I think the biggest kick in the balls, he has a pacemaker.
Got a fucking pacemaker.
It's the best.
So wait, he was the one that died at Sanctuary?
Like I said, a lot of people died in Sanctuary, but yes, Wally West is also one of the people that died in Sanctuary. And now there's a slight possibility he was actually the killer, too.
Classic old
Was
Wally.
it because of his pacemaker?
You know, good old Wally. Only one that knew his family. He wouldn't shut up about his family, so much so that he killed his future self.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, you think DC's pretty bad. Before Marvel sold out to Disney...
Before Marvel sold out to Disney.
Yeah, go on.
Red Skull.
I was gonna say this.
Yeah, I was like, that's
not
the
universe.
Red Skull stood up for social justice warriors.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He stood up for transgenders.
He was an SJW for a bit.
Didn't Joker hate Nazis?
That
was funny.
There was the crossover.
I'm down with taking over the world and destroying America.
But that would not work with a
Nazi. It was like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That's one of the things that I know it'll never happen, but I really wish we get an Amalgam Universe movie where you get Marvel and DC working together and you see those dumb characters like Iron Bat. No, sorry. Dark Claw. That's what his name. He was Wolverine and Batman.
Alright. Well, alright, well, it was good having us all here. Nice little gathering. Hope you guys,
Nice little chit chat.
I don't think do you know if our first podcast we made months and months ago is ever going out? Is it out?
That wasn't
No.
even our first podcast.
No, but you know what?
Is this our first?
I'm saying this is my first official one.
Okay, so
Okay.
thank you for listening to the first official Loading Off cast. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a lot of good
We had
conversations.
some good times.
Yeah,
It was
some good
very
times.
stream of consciousness. We were kind of just talking about what came up, but you know what? That's fine.
That's a podcast.
That's
That's,
fine.
what it is. So yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Any final goodbyes for you guys?
Just don't forget to load us on your off time.
All right,
Have
and
a
see
good
you in the
night.
next one, guys. Later.